As we know, since 1955, the long struggle of Black Americans to achieve full rights had seen an acceleration in whose leadership of a young pastor was soon to highlight. Martin Luther King was born on December 15 of 1929 in Atlanta and was murdered on April 4 of 1968 at 34 years old by a sniper. He was an American activist, defender of civil rights, and Baptist pastor. He fought against racial segregation with peaceful marches. In one of his marches to Washington, he gave his famous speech, "I Have a Dream." He was very intelligent, advanced to grades in high school, and began his studies at the age of 15. Thanks to the struggle of Martin Luther King Jr., the laws changed to give a little more equality to African American people.
In August of 1955, Rosa Parks, a black modist, was at that time and fined just for sitting on the white section of the bus. In more than a year, King did a big boycott against the segregation of the municipal buses. King quickly gained the fame across the country and immediately assumed the direction of the Pacific movement. First through the Sun Christian Leadership Conference, and then in the Congress of Racial Equality. He also opened another front of the National Association for Advancement of Colored People as member in Proyecto Living Conditions. In 1917, he took advantage of spontaneous sitting of the black students of Birmingham, Alabama to start a national campaign. On this accusation, he was arrested and set free for John Kennedy, president candidate, but King managed to allow black people to enter liberated dining rooms and the parking lots.
His action was inspired by the example of no violence like Gandhi did and the disobedience theory of Henry David Thoreau. He mobilized a big part of the African American community to Washington in summer of 1963 with 250,000 protesters. It was in the Lincoln Memorial where Luther King says one of his most popular speech, "I have a dream. I have a dream today. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal." He won the Nobel of Peace in 1964 thanks to his faithful struggle because he knew how to apply in a creative way a series of anti-segregationist campaigns. Martin didn't proclaim the violation to the law. He said that we cannot obey injustice laws because this opposes the moral law.
In March of 1955, he was ahead of the big protest, where a lot of defenders of the civil rights walked at 100 miles from Selma to Montgomery. Everything that Martin had created finished in the Memphis in April 4 of 1978, when James L. Wright killed him. Martin Luther King really wanted black people to be considered as equal to white people. He wanted his community to be free. He wanted justice, and he fought hard for peace and fairness between races.